Hey there and welcome back. So again, apologies for last week, but hey, thank you for understanding. Now, I did say that there was a mini rant, and that is not like a clickbait or anything like that. And my rant is this: basically, there's been a lot about, prices, everything going up in cost, manufacturers not necessarily doing more budget-friendly locomotives and things like that, and the price in everything has gone up, no matter what it is, just in general. And all you've got to do sometimes is just look around and wait, because the locomotive that we're reviewing today on Hornby's website, this is for £144. Okay? Now, to me, this is a sound fitting model, and that is not a bad price at all for sound. Now, considering that the model that we're going to look at is this one, which is the new Hornby Class 47. Now, this has got TTS sound, not TTS, sorry, this has got the triple X sounding. So a triple X sound decoder, you're talking a good £65 for that. So if you take away the cost of that decoder, then this locomotive is basically costing you roughly around about the £75 mark, and that is from directly from the manufacturer. This model that I've got here, where is it? There it is. Have a look at that. £119. That is ridiculous. That is an amazing price. And as you know, I always like to mention, I got this from Ashton Model Centre, and they do have a few more of these in. But excuse me, £119 for a locomotive which is readily fitted with triple X sound. That is just ridiculous. You take away, say, £65 of that for the decoder what's fitted. That means that this locomotive, okay, yeah, it's a railroad locomotive, so what? This locomotive is less than £70. It's an absolute bargain. So this thing, in fact, sorry, let me get my maths right. Take away, say, the £65. That means that this actual locomotive, brand new, is only costing £55 because the rest is in the sound decoder. Now, I don't know about you, but that is an absolute bargain. That is just ridiculous price. How could you not want to get a loco like this? What is, when you actually think about it, so cheap? Yeah, that's just ridiculous that you were able to get. I mean, if this was TTS, then maybe a little bit, but with the quality and the difference in the sound of this new triple X decoder, this is incredible value for money. So, mini rant over. Let's have a look at this locomotive. We're going to take it out of the box, we're going to pop it down. Now, this is a railroad locomotive, but it's railroad with the enhanced livery. So this should look a little bit better than it does normally. But yeah, so let's have a look at this. Let's check it down on the desk, we'll unpack it, do all that sort of good stuff. And then we will have a look at this. And don't forget, this also has the sound file pre-installed. Now, one thing that I did try the second that I put this down on the layout, because there is a select decoder down on the layout, straight away I was able to use this without connecting it to the Bluetooth, which is awesome. And that's really cool that you don't necessarily, if you're not the best with technology, you don't necessarily have to, be able to work, the app and everything like that. You can just use this, or for this one that I've got anyway, seemingly you can just use this out of the box with a controller. Absolutely fantastic. So, with that being said, let's get this down to the desk, let's have a look at it, let's see what we get. Right, okay, so just quickly, packaging. This has got basic packaging with it. It's in polystyrene. Again, it's a railroad model. It's not a premium listed model. So anyway, there we go. But you know, it did exactly what it needs to. This is in perfect condition. It's protected the model just as it was intended to. So if we look from the front, now this is cool. First off, where's Mr. Stick? There we go. So as we can see here, we've got the number plate like it's been changed on the front, and that's really cool. So you can see obviously this will be a scrolling number plate. We have got depictions of the lights which are just here. Do we have springy buffers? No, we don't, but springy buffers aside, well, it is a nice touch. If, as I'm sure with most people, if you couple up using these actually don't get anywhere near, but hey, it is a really nice touch. So what we're going to do, let's just get a bit closer in towards this. And as we can see, we've got amazing little touches of livery here. We have got our nice glazed windows. We've got our window wipers, which have actually been picked out slightly different with the colour. They're not separately fitted, but they do look really nice. As we start to turn the locomotive round, we can see here we've got a really nice builder's plate on the side. We've got the number of the locomotive, and that is really popping on there. I mean, just look at the lining on this. That is absolutely on point. It's ridiculous at how good that has been done. It's absolutely incredible. It's a testament of how good of a quality this enhanced livery is. As you can see, we've got our glazed windows on the side looking in towards the engine bay. If we just move this gently along, we can see here that we've got more detail. We've got more little parts picked out. Now the door here towards the engine bay, that's just like molded into the plastic, but hey, that looks absolutely fantastic. We've got the great little railway livery applied to the side here. That really does look good. Let's see how close we can get in with this. And as we can see there, that is really picked out. I mean, look how crisp that has been picked out. That is absolutely wonderful the way that's been done. Down the sides here, you can see that the sides are a little bit on the plain side, but again, this is a railroad locomotive, but for the intended purpose, you can see that there's a lot of detail along the sides here, even though it's not been got any extra like little bits of paint picking out. We've got a wonderful depiction of the brakes, or the suspension, the working gear. This really does look amazing. Now if we turn it down, well, there's no volume, we'll turn it around. As we can see here, this is depicting again that the loco is changing the do we count this as a camera knock? I don't think we've knocked the camera yet. We'll kind of count it. Well, so instead of a camera, so we either have a camera knock or a locomotive shove. I don't know. Right, so as we can see, the nameplate is in the middle of being changed at the front here. Again, we've got the NEM couplings front and back. We've actually got a very slight depiction here of the chain link coupling which is fitted, and even around the sides here you can see that livery again has been wonderfully put on. We've even got our little steps fitted, and this is just an absolutely cracking looking locomotive. Now I am trying to do it in the way that I handle the locomotive less, so I get less finger marks and all that on. However, I am going to pick this one up, because let me just quickly do this. Let's just shove all this out the way. See, I mean, that just looks so professional, doesn't it? But let's turn this over to the roof. Now, if you look at the fans here, there's a great depiction of how the fans would look. Now, these aren't separately fitted. These are molded into the body, But the way that these are done, honestly, looking at it from here, I mean, I'm looking at this from like behind the camera, you know, it looks like these really could be fitted separately. I mean, if I get close to them, I can definitely tell that they're not. But the way that these have been moulded is absolutely incredible. It really, really is. So if we go along, we can see here we've got what looks like the hatches to give access towards the engine bay from the top. I mean, these are really nicely done, really nicely picked out with the separate colours too. That is fantastic. And then I'm not sure why on this little bit, can I get it to show? Ah, there you go, see? There's like a little bit of glazing with the exhaust would be inside. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure why that's been done as a little bit of a glaze. But hey, you know, we've got a great depiction there of where the exhaust will come from. And let's just quickly put that down there. I'm not going to mess around bringing everything in. I should have kind of done that to one side. But anyway, this is an absolute cracking looking locomotive. So yeah, so what we're going to do, as we said, this has got triple X sound fitted to it. So we are going to I don't know what word that was supposed to be. We are going to bring back in the test track. We are going to put some power to this so we can have a little listen, a little look, and we can see and hear those functions going off with, again, the new triple X decoder that's already fitted into this locomotive. So bear with me a quick sec and we will be right back with you. Right, so here it is. As we can see, we've got our app in front of us with everything all loaded. We've got a nice little picture here. I like the fact that you can put like a proper little picture on. So as we know, this has been run in. It has all been done properly, so we know it's working. So I like to turn the sound. One thing that I do love about these decoders is how easy it is to alter them. And I have turned the sound down slightly on this locomotive. Let me just bring this in a little bit closer. Because yeah, I don't like them being too noisy. So right, let's just have a look or listen to some of the just very simple functions. So we've got some horns. Well, that sounds like someone with a bad cold. Oh, that's brilliant. I love that one. Let's have a look. We've got cooling fan. Ooh, doors closing. Let's have a look. What else do we have? Now, we do have the functions for lighting, but obviously this one doesn't have lighting. Got a guard's whistle. That sounds really nice and clear. Coupling, that sounds cool as well. Now, I am curious, does this have a... oh, yes, it does. Right, so let's try both of these. So let's just hit the start. Okay, that sounds really cool. Sounds nice and diesely. Now, I was still there. I was just listening. That the way that faded out then, and the way it shut down, that was really, really nicely done. That was really, really good. So we do have a diesel cold start. So now I believe, so we press the cold start first, then we press the engine start, and then what we do is we turn the cold start off, obviously as and when we want it to kick in. So let's give that a try. Okay, that sounds cool. So let's turn this off to get it going. Okay, that was done really good. That was really good actually. I'm super impressed with that. So let's just notch this up a little bit on the speed and let's see what the slowest that this will go at. That's on 1. Which way are we going to go? Little jerk. Look how smooth that is. And let's change direction. That's quite instant. That is on 1. This is a railroad model and just look how incredible that slow movement is. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely insane. That is absolutely insane. That is a railroad model and look how well that crawls. So I've got my battery shouting at me, so I'll tell you what I'll do. I just wanted to show you this little initial bit here. We'll change the battery, we'll get this down onto the layout, and then let's have a look at it pulling a load. Right, so here it is down on the layout. So now I am just going to very quickly just turn this sound down a touch, because obviously this loco is a lot closer to us now. And right, now there is one thing that I did forget to mention about this. So I am interested to see how strong and how well this will pull. Now the reason being is because I know with railroad locomotives they do tend to be a bit lighter, obviously because they're built in a more like budget way sort of thing, or a cheaper way than say the premium models. So I am curious to see how well this one pulls. So if we just look off to the one side, as you can see we have got a couple of the silver bullets, and then we have got a rake of 6 HAA hopper wagons behind it. So I mean this is a relatively decent load, it's a relatively long load. So yeah, so let's see how this will get on when we do decide to couple it up. And yeah, so let's see how this thing will do. Right, so let's get in fact I'll tell you what we will do. I'll turn on the auto function. And again, that just sounds so good. So I am going to move this forward slightly. Now if it does cut out, it's because I've got it on the points. Ah, that's the wrong way. Let's send it back. Right, that's a bit better. So let's just bring these here and let's try this coupling up. Right, so I've taken it off, cleaned the track. That's a lot better now, so I do apologise about that, but yeah, the track did look clean. I'm sure this was only clean the other week, but anyway, these little things happen. So let's pop this on 2 on the speed gauge and let's see how it couples up. I may just have to push this over a touch to help it to couple. Absolutely perfect, just look at that. Now obviously because like I said it's on a little bend, we do have, I'm sure we do, hang on, I just would like to make sure that this is on properly. Yes, I know this looks absolutely amazingly professional. There we go. Right, so auto function, we'll set this off to about 20 on the speed. And yeah, let's see with this lighter railroad model if this will pull this set of wagons and tankers. So right, here we go, let's turn the speed up. That's at 30. Well, it'd be handy if it went the right way, but we know it moves them. And there we go, away it goes. And I tell you what, there is no problem with that, and you can see there's quite a decent rake. So while that's going around, if we just come over here, Now there is a little bit of a spoiler that's going to be going on here for something in the future. And then let's enjoy a little bit of a running session with these two freight trains going. And here is our little spoiler what's going to be going on. But I just think it's really nice to run these two together. Okay, so anyways, let's do what we normally do. Let's cut to the sound and let's enjoy a little running session. Right, okie dokie, so let's see how good we can do all this. So let's, no, that didn't work. Ah! Oh my god, it's going all wrong. I'm supposed to be stopping this one. Okay, so we've stopped that one, where's the other one? Oh, well that's very handy. So this one's actually detached itself. So, you know, with our patent pending auto coupling coupling and uncoupling system that I never knew that I had somewhere hidden on the layout. So, right. Let's switch this off. Absolutely fantastic. So, there is one little thing about this as well. When this was pulling, during filming, as I was trying to get various angles and try some bits, some of the I actually caused a major derailment, and as I was trying to sort it out, it got loose and it actually stopped against my hand. And I tell you what, this thing was really trying to shove its way past. So even on 20, which is like less than quarter of the speed on this, it's got a lot of pushing power behind it for a lighter locomotive. I mean, this one here, again, spoiler alert, but this one is at least about 3-4 times heavier than this. And I tell you what, this definitely had the power to go behind the with how light it is. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. So guys, let me know what you think about this locomotive. I mean, for me, this is an absolute bargain of a locomotive. You've got Hornby's brand new, or well, not necessarily brand new now, but you've got Hornby's new sound system fitted into this, all ready to go. It sounds amazing, it looks fantastic, it goes, no pun intended, like an absolute freight train with the way it pulls. And this is just, well, in my opinion, this is just a fantastic locomotive. And at the price, even on Hornby's website, this is a brilliant price for a locomotive with well, so many, well, I suppose you could say it's lacking in features in the way that it doesn't have lights and what have you, but with the amount of features what it has, with the sound and the way it runs, and just how fantastically that this thing's been made, it's an absolute brilliant locomotive. If you're after a class 47 at these prices, why would you not want to get one of these? So I mean, as you know, I always mention where I get my stuff from. I'm not sponsored in any way, shape or form, but I got this again from Aston Model Centre. Now, I know that when I got this, there was very surprisingly a few of these still left. Why they're still left at that price, I don't know. So, hey, if you're after one, go down there and grab yourself one, well, while they're actually still there, because I don't see these lasting very long at all. So, as always, I hope you've enjoyed this review. Like and subscribe down in the bottom. That would be absolutely fantastic if you could do that. Thumbs up. And as always, we shall see you in the next video.